read and talk to the box. The idea is everyone can relax, pull back in your chair, have an engaged meeting. If Len wants to make a point and Paul, disagrees, you'll get a sense of that. And if I want to then, as a remote user, break in and say something about that, I should be able to find it effortless and easy to do as well. So it's about taking all that unnatural friction out of that meeting room experience. A few other things about it as well. I mean, we wanted to have a design for the device which really spoke to it being a different class of experience. So we put a fair bit of work into the industrial design. One of the things that people often struggle with on conference calls is actually knowing where the mute key is. So we wanted them to have a big, nice, tactile button that you couldn't go wrong with, and that you'd know easily whether you were on mute or not. And so, that was something we put some real work into. And then the other thing is, and you can see that, and I'll turn this around, is that you're actually able to see all the active participants on the call. Starting the meeting is really a single button type process rather than having to dial a telephone number and then a bridge passcode and all of that, which just speaks to wasted time starting a meeting. And if I'm the leader of the meeting, I actually have extended controls where if someone is just having an entirely different conversation than the one they're meant to be having, I can mute their line. Or let's say it's an investor call and they haven't identified themselves as the chairperson, I can actually eject them from the meeting, all using the UI. And also, rather than having complex touch tone commands that I have to know, if I want to record the meeting, there's a button that I can simply record the meeting, for instance. So the audio experience is really what we'll focus on in the demonstrations, obviously, but I wanted to make the point that really, from end-to-end experience, we've taken the opportunity, I think, to address a lot of the other frustrations that come from interacting with conferencing systems as well.
So, just one quick question about this. In a room this size, I'm used to seeing, another device which has, trailing
extended
wires, extended microphones.
Yes.
Can you actually give coverage to a room this size and this lively, audio-wise?
Well, we're about to throw ourselves into the lion's den and find out.
there is actually a key point there, which is the point of this device is to recreate for the people on the far end what it's like in the room. So it will actually give coverage in slightly bigger rooms than this. But if it's a noisy meeting and it's not well behaved, then the device isn't going to solve that problem for you. But if it's a well-run meeting and people are talking down at the far end or whatever, people at the far end will on the remote end will hear that.
Yeah, but in answer to your question, yes, if everything goes to plan, it will cover this room with just that device. And to your point, the only microphones and speakers are actually on the device on the table. There's no other microphones hidden around the room or anything. It's just on this device.
Having Ben talk during the conference is probably, that's going to be the hardest problem that I'd be used to. Isn't it?
Yeah, and that's what we're going to do. We'll try a whole bunch of scenarios out for
including what we call band presenters.
The band presenters, yes.
and the mute key challenges when you put the extended pieces.
Sorry, I'll take your
exception. It's
power over Ethernet.
Is there potential for Wi-Fi and battery?
We've looked at that for maybe future iterations of the device, but the current one is really designed for a fixed meeting room situation. I'm sorry, what was your
No, I was just saying the point about the extended microphones. Typically, the problem we have is one person mutes it and the other person unmutes.
Yeah, well, the other really common problems, I actually started collecting a photo album of them when I used to go visit customers because they were invariably in a tangled mess right next to the main unit, which isn't actually really ideal from an audio point of view, of course. But they were literally just all tangled up and not used. The other common industry answer to that problem is to have wireless ones, but then whether the batteries are charged is the problem. Or there you have the little tabletop microphones or the gooseneck things that looks like you're doing price checks at Coles or something. I don't know.
And red means mute and blue means unmuted?
Yes, it does. Yes, exactly. So there's actually three colours on the device. Red, as you say, is mute. Blue we use to indicate that you're on the BT service, BT MeetMe with Dolby Voice.
Right.
This device can also be connected to a regular PBX, because obviously in a meeting room, what we've found is about 80% of the time, conference phones in meeting rooms are used to join a conference bridge. But 20% of the time they're being used to make just point-to-point telephone calls. So this device can, with Call Manager today, via PBXs just down the line, be used to make regular phone calls. And if you do that, the halo will be green instead of blue, but red's always mute.
The only test, and final question, the only test that you're not covering that I can see, which happens in all the meetings I seem to be in these days, is the person on their laptop.
Yeah, we will actually happily have people tapping and carrying on, and we'll do that for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you can hear.
Yes, absolutely. That'd be good. Yeah, that'd be great, Andrew. Thank you.
Still some water on it as well.
Quite a lot, because if you think about how assiduous Cisco have been at seeding selling the landlines.
So it's the same system.
Exactly the same system.
Because all our phones are
What about
POE.
powering system?
Now, if you don't have power over Ethernet, though, I mean, very simple device, power over Ethernet injector, which goes into the mains and actually provides the power for the device. So if you had a room where you didn't
You
have...
still only have one cable from it.
Exactly.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Okay, so awesome. Now, the way we're going to do the demos is we essentially have 3 experiences for you, because obviously with conference calls, sometimes you're in the meeting room, sometimes you're working from home, and sometimes you're on your cell phone. And so we wanted to make sure you had the opportunity to do hopefully that's not connected to the BT Network Operations Center or anything. So we'll allow you, we'll set you up so that you can try each of those experiences.
Straight.
Very good, okay. So we'll just check that we've got everyone there. Michael Eckert, if you could sort of just tell me when everyone's located and situated, that would be good.
Okay, they're still being...
It's really noisy in the conference, I can say that much.
Right.
Hello?
Hello there.
Hi.
It didn't need to be unlocked.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Hello.
I'm in.
Okay, sounds like we may have everyone.
Right.
So what I'm going to do, folks, this is Andrew again, is we're going to do a roll call of who's in the meeting room, and then we'll get you guys to join the roll call. So when you hear the meeting room stop talking, just feel free to tell us your name and where you are at the moment. So, hi, this is Andrew Border from Dolby.
Hello, this is Carlos Zamora with BT.
Hello, this is David Stark with BT.
Oh, as Claire Cassidy from Spectrum.
Dominic Scherer from nitroware.net.
Richard Elliott from IDC. Sydney.
Tim Cavill from BT.
Alex Hadroyd from ITY.
And Helen Ryan from Philadelphia.
Okay, and who have we got who's not in the meeting room, please?
Glenn Ross.
Helen, sorry. It's Nick Ross here in a very noisy telephone booth, but I seem to be able to hear you pretty well.
Okay.
And here we have you from IDC in a very, very noisy telephone booth, and I heard most of that, except when some of the ladies were announcing themselves and the bus was rolling past me.
Okay. Okay. And
We never heard the ladies.
Yeah.
okay, who else? That sounds like you there, Len.
Yes, I'm here.
Very good.
Yep, Paul Warbank, and I'm sitting in a very comfortable meeting room, the Darling Harbour room, I believe.
Okay, very good.
John, I'm there as well. I'm on the line. I'm sitting in the TP room as well.
Okay, good. So hopefully one of the things that you noticed when we did the introductions in the meeting room was that the talkers were coming from hopefully different locations in terms of your listening and the audio scene. So just to show that off again a little bit. So if I talk now and I get David to say something.
Are you going to pay me back that money, Ruby, from last night?
No, I'm sorry, that money's gone, David. That's you just have to let these things go. Yeah, that's Richard agrees there. So okay, so did you have a sense that David and I were sort of coming to different sort of locations in that audio scene as we spoke?
Yes.
Good. Okay.
Very much so as well.
Great. So let me show a couple of other things in terms of what this unit can do. And remember, this is the only device we're using for capture and playback in the room. So what I'm going to do is, often in long meetings, people get bored and they want to get up and walk around, make a cup of coffee, go loom menacingly over their sales director and find out why they haven't brought their numbers in, for instance, to give them a little bit of, encouragement, let's say. And I'm just walking around the table now, so hopefully you're having a sense of that movement as I walk around, sort of back to where I started now. Could you hear that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the bad presenter thing that Andrew mentioned. So if you remember the room, there was a big whiteboard at the end of the room, and I'm facing completely in the opposite direction from the phone at the moment. I'm trying not to talk too loudly. What's my audio level like for the people in the room at the moment?
Softer.
Softer, yeah. I'm not really yelling. Can you folks hear me on the phone all right still?
We're hearing you loud and clear there, Andrew, actually. It's a little bit muted than before, but it's pretty clear from my side.
Yeah, good. Okay, and it wasn't super loud in the room, right, Rick? It was yeah, okay, good. What else did we want to demonstrate?
Barge in, sidebars.
Yes, exactly. So, well, actually,
If I'm not talking over you like that, that might work as well.
Yeah,
So,
that would be barge in, which is, I mean, if you think about the normal conference phone experience, that's the moment where generally what you have to do is wait. This is the way that traffic gets, or voices get mixed on an audio conferencing bridge. It's usually the three loudest talkers, for example. And so when it's loud in the room on a device like that, you wait for the pause and you generally have to shout.
Yeah.
Whereas that you can just, you can break it much more easily. You can also kind of get what they call the sort of sidebar experience, or the cocktail effect, where if two people on the far end are actually talking to each other and you're talking in the room.
Well, if we do that now, maybe if I have a little chat with Richard and David, you keep talking. So, Richard, I'm going to be really rude.
There are two
it's a really nice one to have you. And they told me that,
a little bit
they told me that a lot of the convention centers, I had no idea. Yeah, they were telling me that. And, yeah.
So I was just explaining to the people on the other end of the phone how rude you were.
We had a question also on the typing thing, so I'm going to ask my colleague Carlos here from BT to compose a long email. Carlos is tapping away quite loudly in the room. He is the noisy note taker. I'm trying to present, my very important presentation to you. Carlos, can you knock it off, mate? I mean, seriously. Try a pen and a paper or something. So how do you guys go with that?
That was good.
No, we can still hear you.
I could hear the keyboard, but it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, so the idea, by the way, and this is a good point to mention, is traditional conference phones, what they tend to do is beam steer microphones around, trying to track to what they think is the loudest talker in the room. It's a bit of a losing bet, though, because in that scenario, Carlos was a lot closer to the phone than I was.
Yeah.
And there was every chance that the microphones would have steered to the keyboard noise as thinking it was the person talking in the room. Our approach is that we give the listener the whole sound field in the room, including the noisy typing and me talking, and use your brain essentially to decode those multiple signals. So even though you can still hear the keyboard tapping, you can also hear my voice, and you can use what we call the cocktail party effect to separate out those different noises. Not that it's a sensation of being drunk, the idea that in a noisy cocktail party, when you're having a conversation with someone, you can sort of tune out the distracting noise and focus on the thing of interest. Okay, good.
Another element, Andrew, that I think we need to point out, for the people using the mobile devices and the PC, everything about the dynamics of the call is visual. You can actually see who's talking. If there is a person that you want to mute, you can do that from a visual perspective. You don't have to remember a code or you don't have to punch anything other than look at your screen and navigate on your own screen and determine what you want to do with the participants in the call.
So just before we switch everyone around, we had some of the callers were in particularly noisy locations. I just wanted to get you to describe what you were hearing.
Join the conference.
So do we have someone in one of the noisy phone booths at the moment?
I think they found on the basis that it was too loud for them in there.
I see. Okay.
It was good. I got to tell you, it was very loud inside the phone booth, and I could still hear you guys, but the distraction of the background noise was astonishing.
You're right. Yeah, clearly it would be the sort of place that if you were trying to have a conference call, you would have got out fairly quickly. The point I wanted to make, though, was that we really couldn't hear much of that background noise coming through the room, right? So when you guys try it, and we may have it turned up too loud, to be fair, for it to be tolerable. But just remember what you didn't hear in the room. So what I'm going to ask is for the BT helpers now to switch folks around so you can try the other ends of the experience, if that's all right.
Yep.
And
what are the technical specifications of the phone? For example, how many microphones, what codecs, and who you going to brand the phone as? Because that one says Dolby on it, and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what, Dominic? I was thinking we can get into that, but I thought we'd just get to the demo because that's a fairly long conversation, but I know you're interested in those details.
Have left the conference.
But maybe at a high level, you know. If you
Yeah, that's what we're after anyway.
Yeah, so in terms of the phone and bringing it to market, BT is our exclusive partner with the phone. And so it is a Dolby manufactured device, but BT is our exclusive partner for bringing the phone to market. In terms of the technical specifications you were asking about, there are multiple speakers and microphones inside it. We don't disclose how many. And in terms of the codec, when it's connected to a call manager device, it supports standard industry codec G7A 722, IWC. But in terms of the BT MeetMe with Dolby Voice experience, it is a proprietary Dolby codec, which was designed specifically for multi-party audio. And it's where a lot of the research went into, for saying, well, how do you have an audio system which is actually designed for doing multi-party audio and conferencing, and it's has some really unique attributes.
So you would characterize the phone as a mono or stereo device in overall terms?
It's a multi-channel device, is the way I describe it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
what's the demo in this one? Yeah.
This is then just if you were at a desktop.
Okay, so this is just to simulate voice over IP on a standard desktop, for example, Skype or some other client, for example.
This is basically the Dolby client running over, this is if you're sitting at your desk. So the mobile example was really when you're out and about. Meeting room example where we started. And this is the example when you're at your desk.
So what is a Dolby client? Is that something partnered with BT or is that something internal?
No,
it's commercial product.
It's a commercial product, yeah.
Okay.
It comes with the service.
Okay,
if I just sit you down.
I'm just gonna. Question about the Dolby voice branding. Are we going to see that branding on more devices than just business-oriented conference phones? For example, are we going to see it on phones or laptops or other devices that might be applicable to a business VoIP environment where they could load? As you said earlier, you have the apps for the different different mobile devices, and you have the client for the PC and so on. Because at the moment, the Dolby branding is mostly multimedia orientated for devices such as notebooks.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah. No. So with Dolby Voice, what we're really focusing on is delivering as transformational experience as we can. And for something like audio conferencing, you really needed an end-to-end approach. So it wasn't just about having some Dolby technology licensed into someone else's conference phone or a better conference bridge or a better PC app. It was really about having that whole system come together. So we've been really focused, and where our focus is going to be, for the next while, is really growing what we're doing with BT in the business communications space and focus on audio conferencing. I think we're always open to opportunities where we can extend our technology. I mean, our goal as a company is, regardless of whether it's entertainment or communications, is to really deliver immersive experiences that really matter to people. And to do that, we always try and find the places that we can have the maximum impact. So for the time being at least, we're very focused on the communications market and conferencing in particular. And to bring that to market, we really need a partner, because obviously right through everything that Dolby does, we work through partnerships with an ecosystem to deliver our technology. So very focused with BT on the conferencing market today. But as we work further through that, I'm sure we'll find opportunities in the future, but very focused on that today.
Is Dolby Voice on phones at the moment? Directly?
We really focus on enterprise communications.
Yeah. So Dolby Voice today is part of our conferencing solution with BT. So where you find Dolby Voice is through the BT MeetMe app for iOS and Android, and that's where it joins that whole system I was talking about.